the weekly show where Jools and Perry talk about making games together and playing games together. I'm one of your hosts, Perry, and over there is my dear friend, Jools.
Oh, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
I just played the theme song to the latest Atooi game named... What is it named, Jools?
Do it. Do the
Run,
thing.
box, run. Even though we changed the name after I made that song, and it's actually saying something
I know,
else.
isn't that funny? We went through a few names. I mean, I'm not going to say them because then people will latch on to, you should have called it that.
Yep.
We went through many names. The initial one, and then we stayed with another one for quite a while. And then, like you're saying, the theme tune was actually very much crafted around that name.
Yeah.
And then we changed it, and it still works
All
fine.
I know is that the little boxy guys say, run, box, run, 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 run. That's what they're saying.
Beautiful.
And you can't. No one can prove me wrong.
So we announced our new game last week, didn't we, Perry? Or this week, sorry. My sense of time is gone. That's right, it's April Fool's. No joke. Because we're silly like that. And it's a silly game, so it felt very apropos.
Mm-hmm. That's what the code name RBR is.
RBR, run, box, run. Skip on babbly boobly.
Now I know why you're saying that.
Rubber.
I thought it was rubber.
Or it's funny, Seth at All In Podcast abbreviated the casual online party game to COPG, kind of like PUBG, you know? So that's kind of like a fun little name that he and I kind of refer to it as COPG.
COPG, so that's great.
So we could do COPG too. That works as well. I'll go with either one. What did PUBG even stand for? Can't remember now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Is it public game? Public game.
I don't know.
So, dude, Runbox Run, it's finally revealed. We have revealed, obviously, the name of the game, loads of screenshots, a gameplay video that really shows you everything you need to know about the game, has every element of it, aside from actually having 13 people in there. I think it's just a handful of people in that particular video, just to kind of make it simple and, readable. But, pretty exciting, man, to finally reveal that. We revealed it on April 1st.
People, and it's wacky.
We have played with 13. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
It's really fun seeing all the colors.
Yeah. So check out the video if you haven't already. If you're watching this and have no idea what we're talking about, it's on our YouTube channel, or just go to atooi.com or blah, whatever. It's actually, you can type in runboxrun.com. Hello. You can? Yeah, runboxrun.com takes you to atooi.com. Redirect.
I'm going to do that right now.
Do it right now. Hopefully it works.
It took me to atooi.com.
Skip on babbly boobly.
Nice.
And that has the video in there and a bunch of screenshots. It's, what a wonderful personality of a game. The visuals, the music, the gameplay, everything, sound effects, everything about it is just delightful. So, dude, we finally got to reveal it. So that's exciting. We are in the final testing phase of that. So that's cool.
Final stages.
It's close. The game is there. Yeah. I mean, you can definitely experience it. And it's super fun, but it's really annoying when it breaks. So we're trying to fix that right now.
Well, with a bunch of people, 13 people playing online, different around the world, and the syncing,
global experience,
servers, and and then every single, there's just multiple sections. It's not like a Mario Party mini game where there's just like one thing, and then it just repeats. It's like this, there's different levels, different stages. You can see it in the video. It's pretty cool. So
it is, man. I love it. So what is Runbox Run? What is it, Perry?
It's a casual online party game.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of people, like when I've showed people, oh, that's a 2D Fall Guys. A lot of people say that.
Love to hear that.
It's funny because we did not design it. That was not the inspiration, right? Or was it?
Well, it was one of them. It was one of them.
See, I've never played Fall Guys.
Oh,
so
me neither.
It was never.
I've only seen videos of it, but what I think it is it was one of the seeds of the idea. Because at the very beginning, I presented the question to Phil, programmer, who's been on the show. Hey, Phil. what is one of the simplest online kind of things we can do as far as a game? And he was like, just characters kind of running and jumping, and it's like, oh, really? Well, that'd be amazing. So that's kind of one of where it kind of, I mean, we kicked around all kinds of ideas, I mean, that was
Mm-hmm.
just one that we kind of landed on. We
Oh
went
my
through
goodness.
many, many, many ideas.
Probably a
That was
dozen
one.
ideas, like
Yeah.
literally.
And then even once we figured out, okay, cool, we could do like a dungeony type thing where you're kind of, bunch of people are kind of going through a dungeon. That's pretty interesting. Just running and jumping. And then the idea of the weird trivia sections between each round was like, wow, that's really odd, but that's what's amazing about it. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, at one point, we even considered just a straight out trivia game, a game show game, right? We've
Mm-hmm.
talked about a lot over the years. And that was kind of like where the game concept kind of started. I'm like, well, that's really weird and really interesting. That could be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to figure out what it looks like and what kind of theme is it going to be and all that rest. And that was super tough. But it worked out well, man. And the player package, we'd actually spent quite a bit of time developing a player package in Unity for something else. Months actually on a 2D player package, and it felt great. And we're like, oh, we could take that, and as the basis of the player package.
Mm-hmm.
I think we increased the acceleration and deceleration
Mm-hmm.
of the player's movement just for that, because it helps with the gameplay as far as
If you make
when
a
you
mistake,
change, you pay for it.
you
Yeah,
pay for it, and other
exactly.
people can get
Yeah.
ahead of you.
Which is really important, that tone of fortune. And anyway, yeah, so it's fun. It's fun that it started off like that, and we're developing the art style, and then getting all the different levels in there, and getting the online stuff to work. It's like, oof. So that's what Phil has been primarily working on for the last. Actually, I meant to look this up before we started. I'm not sure how long it's been. I want to say maybe about 6 months, maybe less.
Yeah, probably like that. I think so.
Something like that. Feels like that. About 6 months. Something like that. I may be surprised when I actually look at the actual length, but something about 6 months. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's exciting, man. And it's been fun allowing the game to blossom into itself, with all the
Mm-hmm.
new ideas as far as the trivia and how exactly we handled the wrapper of that, with the intermission curtains coming in and it
Mm-hmm.
opening up, and almost a Monty Python kind of weird feeling to it, which is really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And then you doing the audio and the music to match up with those moments, and loads of magical moments, right? Once we get it in there and experience it for the first time, it's been lovely.
Yes.
And there's something else I was going to say that completely just skipped my mind. Anyway, whatever. It's been
Yeah.
fun to let it kind of blossom. Oh, the emotes. So on the controller, of course, there's 4 shoulder buttons, and each one of them is a different category: happy, sad, random, and angry. And you
Sad,
can press
mad,
that,
glad.
and it triggers a random emote within that category, so you can kind of react to you or your competitors. And that was a fun entry, right? Like that, the game just
Oh
didn't used
my
to have that.
goodness.
And we added
Well,
it.
it's just
Relatively simple to add.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, because what it does, one of those, it's one of those fun game design realizations. It's because everything in a game is part of the game design. So from the art to the music to the player package to how it jumps, how it controls the UI, and then so suddenly, we're playing this game, and we're racing. We did it for weeks. We were playing this really fun game, and we add the emotes, and suddenly now, as I'm running, this guy behind me emotes and says something,
Amazing.
and
I think.
that doesn't
Hang on. I think
change
Ollie's
the
about to bark.
gameplay.
One
Yeah,
sec. Because my son just got home. All right. Cool.
there you go.
All right. Sorry. Yes.
And so suddenly you have someone saying something, and it's distracting. So suddenly
Yeah.
a distraction, even
I know,
though,
man.
and then there's everyone's doing it. So really, like, it's fun for screenshots, and then
What it
also when you're in
adds
the
is
waiting room, you
amazing.
can communicate to each
Yeah.
other. You can jump on a guy and
Yeah.
say, like, I love you, or say, like,
Yeah.
this is really fun, or
It is
we have
shocking
some
how
funny
many
stuff in there.
times it is the perfect thing at the perfect time,
I
which is
know.
really surprising. A lot of times you'll come in there, and if you just want to be whimsical, you can do the random. You'll be like, I love cheesecake. You're like, yay,
Yeah.
perfect. It's exactly what I want to say. Or
Right.
sometimes when you if someone, is beating you, you'll hit it and be like, you guys have been practicing, or you guys stink. And it's just like, oh man, that's awesome.
Or like, I'll get you next time,
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's really funny because like sometimes you say that when they're about to cross the finish line.
Yeah,
so it's just like
yeah.
that, I'm going to get
exactly,
you. Like,
man. It's
I
amazing.
won't forget this. And then they die. So when you get, I guess we haven't even really explained the game too much, have we? I mean,
right. So what is it?
It's a race.
Yeah.
Everyone joins
the
in a
nice
lobby.
thing is, right, from the nice thing is from the very beginning, you're in the main menu, just hit the play option, bam, you're thrown right into an online lobby room.
Literally 1 second later.
Around. Yeah.
I'm not promising instant. That, but it's we'll see when everything's going.
Pretty darn far.
You're
subject to change, right, in the real world. But for now, it's almost instant.
And it feels
online
great.
Stuff's always a little.
And it loads instantly too on the Switch.
It's so snappy. Yeah, it's so exactly. The game itself loads really fast.
Yeah.
There's no. We even just we didn't even bother with the Atooi logo coming up. It just, you load it, bam, straight to the main menu, press A, and then straight to the lobby, and then that will match you with other people that either already. Well, so what it does, right? So as soon as you press the play now option, it will start seeking for, is there a room out there that's already existing that has open slots? If the answer is yes, bam, shove me in there. Thank you very much. So you may jump into a room that's already full of 12 other people, and you're the last person, and you're like, all right, let's go. Or it may have just 5 people, and you're the 6th person, whatever. Or if, hopefully, in the unlikely event that there are no rooms yet, you'll create a brand new room, and then people will add into that. So that's what's going on the moment you press that. And right now, it's so fast. So once you're in there, there's a countdown of 30 seconds. When there's at least 2 people in that room, there's a countdown of 30 seconds, and the race is going to start at that time. So then that's how much time there is for other people to join that room.
Yeah. And this is in the public mode.
That's the public mode. Public mode. Yeah, the play now, just the main mode. And then bam, it puts you into a level, a randomly selected side-scrolling platforming level, and there's a 3, 2, 1, which sounds awesome as well. And then bam, the music kicks in and everyone's off. Amazing. And then all you can do is jump.
I have a question though.
What's the question, Perry?
Say that I want to play with my friends.
What do? You can go to host party mode, or join party mode if your other friend. Party mode. That's correct, Perry.
Now, now hold on. So obviously, you make the code. There's a 6-digit code. If you host a party, you send it to your friends. But what if I'm streaming and I want? I'm glad you asked me
that question, Barry. If you're streaming and you don't want other people to see your code, you can just press a button, which I can't remember what it is right now. I believe it's Y on the Switch, at least, anyway. That will hide your code. You can toggle it on and off. So you can share it with whoever you want.
You can create exclusive parties.
That's
what you should call that. Exclusive
super secret party.
Yeah, cool.
So in the main play mode, the goal is to be the last person alive, right? So if you land on spikes, you're out. You become a spectator. If you are the last one to cross the finish line, you're out. You blow up. You become a spectator.
Well, if you I mean, you won't technically cross the finish line. You're probably normally,
if you're the last person,
call, sometimes you.
Yeah, if you're the last person, the game freezes when the second to last person crosses it, and you're like, "Oh, darn it!"
Yeah,
and then it cuts to you, and everyone gets to see you blow up, and then it goes to Survivor, like, "Yeah, you survived," and then it goes to the trivia, where the curtains close, murmur, 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 do, 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 and then you open up and you get a trivia question.
Yeah, then there's a trivia mode, which is just so random.
And that was fun too, right? From a design perspective, like, what are these questions going to be? And that went through its own evolution. Like, I remember at one point we were considering like historical or geographical questions that everyone should know. Like, where is the Statue of Liberty, for example? Like, questions that hopefully everyone should know. Like, we considered that. And I'm like, but some people may just not know. And we don't know what they don't know. So, that's not
this
cool.
This was way before we were thinking of going international and translating everything languages-wise.
Yeah, and by the way, it has 6 languages in there as well, which was actually not as painful as it sounds, but it was pretty
awesome. Well, it wasn't painful as it sounds because we made the very smart decision to do not so hard trivia. I think that's part of it that made it
Yeah, true. There
I
isn't
mean,
like a super time. Well, there's quite a few, but yeah, there isn't a super time. I mean, it's probably more complicated than some of the other games I play as far as text. But
yeah. But for
the
instance, like
trivia.
one of the trivia parts would be, well, I guess if you want to, we can give an example, or if you want to go through like what we
Yeah,
ended
no,
up with.
exactly. And that's what's fun about the trivia is figuring out what do we ask? How do we keep this an even playing field for people so they actually have a chance, not just guessing randomly? And that's kind of hard to figure out. Well, what questions can we ask everyone in the world that
Yeah,
they should know the answer to? That's like, wait, that's actually pretty difficult.
yeah.
So then it came down to, some silly things, such as what do you use to put out a fire extinguisher or a fire distinguisher? Obviously, there you go. You pick the
A
right one,
fire distinguisher.
or you may
I don't even know if that's a
accidentally.
thing.
I don't think it is a thing. You
Well, you
may
know what? There
accidentally
might be
pick.
someone who works for the fire department that actually distinguishes which
True, it
fires
may
are which.
actually exist. But well, actually, um,
Hold
and
on a
what?
second.
So what was fun is the realization of, well, you have all these other people trying to answer this question as well, and whoever answers it last or wrong or both, you're eliminated. Like one person gets eliminated, either the last person or the last wrong person, or the only wrong person. Whatever happens. So it's like, wait, so these questions don't have to be hard. They need to be common sense questions. So hopefully everyone knows it's the stress of, can I answer it in time? I have a 50-50 chance. Which one do I choose? Or do I use my donuts that I collected in the level previous to do an auto solve, which is a whole other thing that's in the game as well. So that was super fun. So it's things like silly questions like the fire extinguisher, or even displaying the word 3 and 4, and the question being which word has the most letters. And
Mm-hmm.
that's fun because 3 is a smaller number than 4, but it has more letters than 4. So you're like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, what? What it? And it's kind of like a little bit of a brain feel, like,
And what's
just silly
cool
stuff like that.
is that when you're playing, if I'm say Japanese and I'm playing in Japanese, it
Yeah.
will still. I mean, that one maybe is a different, but like let's say if there's I
Actually,
know
no, that
there's
one's identical, funnily
that one's
enough, in
identical
Japanese.
because they
Yeah.
spell it the same way, but like a
Yeah.
French or something, right? And
Right.
it's actually a different
A different number.
numbers
Yeah,
but it's
because
the
their
same thing. And if
words
you
are
answer
a
the
different
same thing,
length. Exactly. So yeah, exactly. Everything. And that's what's so crazy is the translation. We're like, it's crazy. Like you could be in Japan,
yeah,
France, whatever, in your local
it's
language doing your
localized, you know.
thing, emoting, saying you stink, and in your language it's saying whatever that is, le
Yeah,
apieu, whatever it is, and to us you're saying you stink. It's
yeah.
awesome.
And
So
anyone can do
it's
it in any language. So
yeah,
if you just
amazing.
feel
And you
German,
can, yep, go for it.
then you speak German.
You speak German. So that was fun. So you
Yeah.
go to the question round. You've got one question. Answer it quickly. If you're last or wrong, it then shows the little bomb. Shows how everyone answered. What was the right answer? What was the wrong answer? And then the little bomb goes randomly goes between all the characters and chooses
Mm-hmm.
the one. They
This
blow
is
up.
the one.
Bam. Onto the next level. And it rinses and repeats that. You get a random level.
And it's
You get a
just like
random question
battle
until
royale.
you're the last person standing and you are the winner.
You
At the end.
are the
That is an amazing moment, which is on the video. So if you don't know what we're talking about, go and watch the gameplay video because that's how the video ends. Oh, it's a glorious moment. It
winner.
feels so good. Um,
And then
yeah,
you
man,
get a
super fun.
crown.
And then you get a crown. You get donned with a crown, which is beautiful. You,
So
you get a
if you
crown
go
count.
back, the cool thing is if you
Yeah.
go back into the level, back into the waiting room, you'll have
So
a
it
crown on your
automatically
head. The
takes
winner
everyone
will.
back. Yeah, it automatically takes everyone back to the waiting room. So if you stayed on and were spectating, you'll all be staying in the same group still, back in the waiting room.
Yep.
And yeah, now you're wearing a crown, and then your crown count below your
And then your
feet.
crown count, is right there. You get to show off to people. And right now, Phil has like 1,000
He
or
has so
1,200
many.
crowns.
Yeah, he does.
I think he
I have
cheated.
I think he might have cheated.
I didn't cheat. I have
I
like
think he
a
has the
solid.
inside track.
I have like a
Yeah.
solid 80.
Yeah, I have like 72,
Those
I
are
think, the
earned
last time I checked it.
on one of my accounts.
Yeah, and then I have another one which has like 12. I'm like, weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's super cool. So you get a gold crown in the play mode, and that like leaderboard, if you will, stays with you. So when you dump into a waiting room, your crown count and everyone else's will be displayed. So you'll get to see that, which is neat.
And it's fun. You look around the room and it's like, who are the noobs and who are the masters?
Yeah.
And I think it's funny when you
amazing.
jump into a game and you see, oh, Jools has a crown on. He just won the last match. It's kind of funny.
It
And then
is
you
fun.
kind of
Oh,
hate
and you
him,
wear
right?
that.
Oh.
Right, and you keep wearing that throughout the next until you die or someone takes it.
Yep.
Which is really fun. So it's just a lovely small little detail. It's really lovely. So that's the main game. That's pretty much it. Really simple, really fun. That's the whole point of this game, is something really, really simple.
People should be able to jump in and know exactly what's going on in 2 minutes.
Just move and jump. That's it. And answer questions.
And we have some really fun plans for the launch, so that'll be cool when we get to, talk about all the launch stuff, like how to get the game and stuff.
Totally. Yes, exactly. That's going to be super fun. And then the other mode, the host the party mode, is essentially the same, but obviously it's private, or is, whoever you want in that room is up to you. And the nice thing is you kind of then get a black crown in that mode, which is a little different and deviously simply awesome.
It's an evil crown.
Where every time you start that mode, your crown count is 0. Doesn't save it persistently. It's just per round, which is amazing, because then everyone can jump in and go, hey, like if everyone's, video chatting or on the phone or whatever, or not, just whatever, they can say, hey, first to 5 crowns, is the winner. And you're like, you're off, which is amazing. It's so simple, but so delightful. So then you can all go off and do your thing. Everyone comes back. Who got the 1 crown? Go again, and see who is the winner.
Yeah, it's so simple. And then you can team up too. It's like if it's, it's like if I win, and you can all make your own rules, because you can all start from 0 on an evil plane, on an even plane.
Yep. So, and everyone is just a random color every time, and the background color changes all the time, between levels and stuff like that.
People were talking about Runbow. Kind of remind them of Rumbo, which is interesting.
Yeah, which is interesting. I mean, it's gameplay, similar, different but similar. Yeah, I can definitely see
it. Doesn't have any of that. Runbox Run is just it is a platformer.
You literally run and
you jump on platforms. That's it.
That's it.
And emote.
And you can enter your name. So your name is displayed above your head, so everyone can see who's who. So that was another important addition that we added throughout development. We didn't initially have that, right? Because
everything's so funny.
A building block.
Because we start that, right, and we did it, and you're the green character and stuff, and then we got who's the winner, and you're just like, and everything's going so fast. We're like, who was that? And it's like, that was you, Jools. And you're like, it was? Like, you couldn't even remember your own color. That's how fast it was.
Exactly. It was sad. So, we have to add names.
Yeah.
So it's been fun to kind of let this really simple idea blossom into just a really polished version of itself. We didn't let the scope get out of control, but we added these layers that help the communication and the joy happen, basically, which is really fun. And the emotes was probably one of the last things we added that was like, wow, this is amazing. These little speech bubbles are so expressive, but controlled in a fun Nintendo way. You don't have to type anything. It's just categories on buttons, and they're all relatively family friendly. I think Wiener is the most colorful thing they say, clearly talking about sausages. And the rating is E10 crude humor. I think that's what it is. Something like that. Yeah, something like that, I think, anyway. Because it does have, fart and burp and silly stuff like that. It should
be rated E, Cheeky Biscuit.
Cheeky Biscuit. E10 plus Cheeky Biscuit.
Yes.
Yeah, E10 plus. I don't know if I said that, Mega. E10 plus is what it is. Crude humor. Super fun. And, and then we added the languages. That was the last big hurrah that we added, was 6 languages. So English, French, Italian, German, Spanish, and Japanese.
Yes, and that's the coolest one, obviously, because the kanji looks so cool.
German. I miss German, and German as well. So, the Japanese is amazing. That's so fun.
And all the logos change, so
everything.
And all the names even change, really.
Yeah. Everything is localized.
I think my favorite, I think the funniest is the German, to me, is a difference. It's fun to just turn it to German mode and then try to speak German. And with the accents, it's just fun.
Right. It's just always fun.
It's always just
fun. So that's Runbox Run. Amazing. So it's out there. Very exciting. We're wrapping it up now. I love it. I think I still have fun playing it, which is amazing. Yeah, just a casual online party game. Cop G.
Cop G.
Cop
That's
G.
great. Nice.
So there we go. Did we miss anything out there? Anything else you want to chat about? The music's amazing, as you'll again see in the video. Very cheeky,
Thank
very
you.
cute, very silly. Love it. Sound effects have a cute personality to them because they make little effort noises when they jump and do an emote and stuff. So that's really cute.
The little boxies.
Yeah.
Are adorbs. So
it's all good.
Go.
So we're on the final stretch. So that's what Phil's been working on, while Matthew's been working on Hatch, Tiggity Tales. So that's what we're doing.
Wonderful.
That's what we're doing.
I'm working on my secret project, which is
yes, you are.
Ooh, and I can talk about that. Ooh, people are gonna freak out.
Yeah,
I'm freaking out.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, super fun. So cool, man. Well, let's run box run. Skibbity bib. We wanted to just focus on that this week.
Thanks for the run down.
Nice. Nice. What games have you been playing, Perry?
I have been playing a game called Corby and the Forgotten Land. Corby. I've been playing that. It's funny. I've been so busy this last few weeks, but it's just the most perfect pick up and play game. It is not a perfect game. I'm just going to say that, but then everything else now is going to make it sound like I think it's a perfect game. It's a wonderful, beautiful game that I'm really enjoying in every sense of the word. And I just, I'm 100%ing it as I'm going through, and it's super challenging. I mean, it actually is challenging. I mean, and so that's a really fun part of it. And you have those little secret level, the side levels, and then the boss levels are awesome. I no spoilers or anything, but the bosses get better and better. And I just played one that was so much fun. I should say this because I wish someone would have told me. Is that you can block? Did you know this? You can block. And if you hit L or R or whatever, he goes like this, and you can block enemy attacks. All enemy attacks.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, super. Not all in the boss. I think there's some that actually do hit him, and some that don't. Anyway, but you can. But that's a big part.
What a strange. Function.
And then also there's a dash. There's a dash. So if you hold L and then hit B or something, he dashes. So it's if you hold and that was crucial in one of the bosses that I played.
Interesting.
And it really made it a lot more fun.
But they don't really communicate that to the player.
Know. Right? Yeah, exactly. I didn't know it until my buddy Alex on my other podcast told me. After he'd beaten the game, I'm like, you don't need to give hints to people. And I was like, you can dash?
That's amazing.
Okay.
How interesting.
So,
yeah. Weird.
And
it's yeah, man.
But I just the weapon structure,
game.
The way that you can get new weapons and then you can upgrade them. And I love that idea of listen, these weapons are out there already. Like the sword is out there. So if you find the scroll that you can upgrade it, you don't have to. You can play the whole game without updating anything, but you're going to want to. It's a reward, and it makes all the swords that you find in the game more powerful.
More powerful, yeah.
And it does that with every single weapon. And sometimes it does
so
2 or 3 upgrades.
Yeah. That game, man, it's such a production. It's amazing. Oh, so well done.
And it looks so good. And the world. I mean, it's I would not be surprised if the Mario team made it. You know what I mean? It's
I know, it's that quality. It's so good.
Yeah.
And it's just a pleasant walk in the park, really. I mean, it really is. It's not, unless you're trying to 100% it, it's a pretty mellow experience. It's just a delight to experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's not a tough game. If you're trying to 100% it, there's tough parts for sure.
Yeah, but it is, yeah.
Especially when you're trying to make the times on those.
It's so gorgeous. Really I've only been chipping away at it, but I made it to just the World 2 recently. Wow. At level 1 in World 2, I guess I won't do any spoilers or whatever, but the level theme of that world is just so gorgeous looking. Jeez Louise.
Yes.
And that level 1 of it, just bravo, man. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel what? I loved World 1. And I'm on World 2, and this is what? It's so gorgeous. And the gameplay is just a delight. It's so lovely. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to get, there is, just Judge. I mean, and the way they start the levels, they usually start them at this really cool camera angle that shows
Very
like
dramatic.
everything off, and it's like, oh,
I know, man. Like, it's really inspired. It's the team who made this were clearly they knew what they were doing, which sounds silly because obviously Nintendo knows what they're doing. But I've never experienced a Kirby game this well done. It's really exceptional. Yeah, it's incredible. It really is like a 3D world kind of vibe in many ways. It's really interesting. Like the even the level design, the way they introduce hazards and they build upon each other, but in a really simple way. Not too challenging. Very interesting. Yeah, I love it. It's incredible. Really, really fun. Gorgeous.
Yeah. I couldn't be happier with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love it. And it's everything I've ever wanted in a Kirby game. And it does make me go, why did this take so long? You know what I mean? It does make me. Yeah, I got mine digitally.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought, did you not go out? Oh, no, that's right. You got it.
I was going to, but then Walmart didn't have the discount. And it was just like, you know what? This game looks great. And it got great reviews. And it's like, I'm just going to download it digitally. And now I can just play it anytime I want.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Gorgeous game. So I've been playing that too, Perry. I've also been playing that. I've also been playing a little bit of this, which I think I mentioned last week. Can you see that?
Oh, what is it? There it is. Final Fantasy Explorers. Random game.
Really, totally random. It's like a really simple version of Monster Hunter, basically. Really good. Really fun.
Yeah.
And it's good stuff. I've been playing that as well. And then randomly, I got I think I don't know, backed this or bought this 5 million years ago, and I finally got this weird a new Game Boy Color game called Power.
Oh, yeah.
Power.
That's great.
So that's super cute. It's a little box and some little screenshots.
Is that from First Print?
First Press. Mm-hmm.
First Press. That's what it is.
Press. Yeah. So that's super cute.
Yeah, they got great stuff.
Yeah. So there we go. Little. Let's open it.
Unboxing.
Little unboxing action. Little yellow cartridge in there. Oh,
and is it it's a Game Boy Color?
I think it is.
I think it works on an original Game Boy too.
Oh, I'd imagine it would, yeah.
It looks like it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, so maybe it's a DX, right? Maybe it's kind of like that.
One of those. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Isn't that fun? Isn't that so cool?
So that's cool.
I can't believe that someone hasn't approached you to make
little
MUDs for the Game Boy. Wouldn't that be the coolest thing ever?
Yeah, it would.
It would be the coolest thing ever.
It came with this little coin, which is pretty neat.
There you go. Yeah, those are cool.
So anywho, it's got that. And through these same people, actually, I had ordered in the past another Game Boy game that they did called Tobu Girl Deluxe.
Yes, I got that, yeah.
And randomly, Power came with a box art for that. I don't know why, but it did.
Okay. That's cool. An actual box?
Yeah.
That's an actual box you can fold up.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I don't know why they did that, but
some extras lying around.
I guess so. They're like, hey, check. And it was in a really nice. It was, inside white folded paper that had been taped, so it was really nicely preserved and lovely. Yeah, very impressive. Really impressive packaging. It came in its own box as well, so it's all really well protected, and a bunch of other pamphlets and stuff it came with. Very impressive stuff. So that's cool.
That is cool.
Actually, recently, that reminds me, I just ordered a physical 3DS game called Fragrant Story. Teehee.
I didn't know you liked the 3DS.
Which I guess, it's obviously a play off the name Vagrant Story, not associated in any way. And looks like a tactics type game, basically.
Wait.
I think, if I'm correct, remembering correctly.
You pre-ordered a 3DS game?
3DS physical game, no less.
I thought this was a shooter.
Oh, that's something else. I also got that as well.
Oh.
The Andro Hydro 2, or whatever it's called. Because that's an arcade port to the 3DS that has 3DS depth, which is what's
this one called? Flagrant?
Fragrant, as in smell. Fragrant Story. You can probably still order, I think. Didn't I mention it to you? Sorry, I thought I did.
No, you mentioned the shooter.
Gotcha. Yeah, Fragrant Story. Did you find it?
I did.
Fragrant.
Yeah, cool. I hadn't heard of this at all.
Is it available still?
I don't know. I'm looking at the trailer.
But you ordered that, yeah. Physical 3DS.
That's cool.
Wild, right? I think it's $35, 35 I think, maybe, $34.99. something like that. So normal prices, weird, right? What is happening?
That is super weird. I
Super
hadn't
weird.
heard of this. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a nice little, cute little tactics game for the 3DS. I don't know if it
I
has
love
3D, probably
tactics
not,
games.
but don't know how good or bad it will be. But hey, why not? Give it a shot.
There you go.
Why not? Fun to have.
Very cool.
So there's that. Yeah, there's that, Barry.
There you go.
I'm back from Mexico.
Oh, that's true.
That
You
was
said
fun.
adios to Mexico.
Adios. I don't know how helpful last week's episode was. I don't know if most people even understand what I was saying. It was so loud and windy and bad there, but
You didn't care. You were in Mexico.
true. It was
Did you
lovely.
eat any good Mexican food?
The place we were staying had really. We just stayed there. Like, so it was all inclusive, and they had all the restaurants and stuff there. And we did go to the upscale Mexican food restaurant, but it was all just really fancy. I love Mexican food. I have it all the time here in Texas. But so it wasn't really. Or who am I to say? Maybe that is Mexican food in Mexico. But anyway, it wasn't my idea of Mexican food. It was like steak and lobster and stuff like that. I'm like, wait, what? But it was cool. And it was all inclusive. I mean, you'd pay extra for like the lobster, for example, like, or a bottle of wine or whatever, but the typical meal and normal beverages were included. And the food was great. Yeah, it was a cool place. Playa del Carmen was the location. And, it was nice, man. Yeah, got a little bit sunburn on the back, silly goose. And we're in the pool a little bit. It was nice, man. Nice break. I did take my laptop, the very laptop that I'm talking to you on right now, but I did not do any work. I did intend to do work, but then I just didn't. I didn't feel bad about it, honestly.
Good.
Yeah. So I actually had a little bit of a break.
You did edit last week's episode.
I did. In like about 10 minutes. It was pretty quick.
Lying.
Yeah. But that wasn't work. This is fun.
This is fun. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so that was nice. A nice little break. And then we're going to hammer out Runbox Run. Get that puppy wrapped up.
Baby scoop.
It's been received quite well, which is nice. People who have commented on it on the video and stuff like that. So that's nice, because it is it's a casual online party game. So it's not like some big fancy platform adventure or whatever. It's a casual game. It's not Hatch Tales, exactly. It's just a casual jump in there and have fun kind of thing. So it's nice that people are even responding at all. So that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's going to be on the platforms are Switch and Steam and iOS.
Yep, that's the plan right now. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, subject to change, but that is the plan right now. That's the goal, to have those 3 platforms. So that's exciting. And cross-platform, unless we run into some strange brick wall. It should all be cross-platform, compatible, cross-play, whatever you call it. So that's fun. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So how you doing?
Up.
How you doing?
Doing really well. You're making me hungry, though.
How am I making you hungry?
You talked about lobster and steak.
Oh, you're right. I did. They had a really good Asian. They had a good Asian food restaurant called Asiana, or as one of the people who work there called it, Asiana. Asiana. And man, that was good. We went back there twice, actually. 2 meals in a row. It was like really good. Tell you what. Good times.
Nice.
Good times. Cool. Well, I think that's a wrap. What do you think? Wrap time. Cool, man. Well, it was good to see you, dude. Oh, that was a wrap, man. Sorry, a bit slow on the uptake on that one.
That's okay.
Well, good to see you, as always. And skip on babbly boobly. See you next week, man.
All right.